Well, one person who's legitimately fed up and has the right to be fed up is a nurse who recently went viral. She's a 26-year-old neurocritical care nurse who spent the last year working as a travel nurse in Colorado, California, and rural Oregon. And once you watch this TikTok video, you'll understand why she's fed up. Let's watch.
One thing that I wish more non-medical people understood when they bring up the survival rate of COVID is that no beds in the hospital means no beds, means no beds. No beds for your stroke, no beds for your heart attack, no beds for your car crash, no beds for your sick child. No beds means no beds. And you might be very comfortable with the survival rate of COVID, but how comfortable are you with the survival rate of a massive M1 MCA stroke with no TPA because we can't accept you at any of your local hospitals because our ED is overflowing with patients already? Are you comfortable with those odds? I bet not. Last January was some of the darkest I've ever seen in my life. Shoveling dead bodies out to refrigerated trucks in parking lots. And the worst days that we had were still only averaging 3,000 deaths a day from COVID. And we are looking at 10,000 deaths a day in early February.
It's a powerful video because you can just see how fed up she is with people who continue to minimize this. And look, again, I think Francesca's right. I mean, the fatigue is there, especially among people who have done everything they're supposed to do. And there have been promises that at this point we would have been over it by now, but we're not gonna get over it until we get people fully vaccinated and boosted, right? The reason why we're seeing the hospitals, filled with COVID patients is because we still have so many states that have intentionally turned COVID into a culture war issue, and as a result have spread disinformation that's getting people sick, that's getting people killed. And it's just really heartbreaking to see it happen. And it's one thing to talk about these stories on a regular basis on this show, but it's something entirely different to be a frontline healthcare worker who sees people die in front of you every single day as a result of how this country is handling it.
No, and then it reminds me of how we treat teachers, which is like, oh, you're so heroic, you're wonderful. No, I'm not gonna give you any more money for the things you need. No, I'm not gonna take precautions. No, we're not gonna create any kind of regulation so that you can, breathe and have a break for 10 minutes. And it speaks to how upside down our healthcare system is in this country, because people stay away from their doctors and clinics and checkups anyway, but I could tell you that I've stayed away from getting appointments because of COVID. And it's very real. And yet I'm lucky because I haven't had an accident, but all it takes is getting into a car crash, or yes, some freak accident, or a family member having a heart attack and a heart incident. And there's been many stories of people not being able to get the care they need because those beds are taken by now largely unvaccinated people. Once again, the unvaccinated are an elite class that we treat special in this country. They think they're persecuted. In fact, we roll out the red carpet for them instead. So who's supporting this nurse? What are we doing to actually support? And here's the other thing I'll say. There was a guest on, obviously talking about San Francisco, and the San Francisco progressives are actually doing some stuff right. They pay people for the time that they need to take off because they got COVID. So $1,000 for a week to recover from COVID, right? And primarily going to working class and low income people of San Francisco. I believe Cleveland might have had a similar program. There are some stipulations, like you can get your internet paid for in New York. But these are the kinds of programs we need to be rolling out, because if you get COVID, which is highly likely, you need the right to recover, as they're calling it. And that comes with money. Pay people to stay home, keep communities safe, allow them to get back to work.
Yeah, I mean,
safely.
That's what the Biden administration should have done from the very beginning. But of course, we don't see that. You know, that patchwork approach, allowing states to just handle it however they want, has been a disaster. It was a disaster under Trump, continues to be a disaster under Biden, and we're needlessly prolonging this pandemic, which is leading to the pain and suffering of frontline healthcare workers till this day. It's really devastating stuff.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.